Hi, ladies, and welcome in to the Ladies' Lunch Break. I am your host, Crystal Fry, a woman's best friend. Today, I want to talk about fakers, both online and in person, in virtual and in reality, fakers. And I got to tell you, like I put in the post this morning, I feel like over the past few days, my social media platforms have been just bombarded by fakers. And so that's given me pause to do two things. One, come on here and talk about it today. But two, I think it's probably time for me to go through and clean some things out. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. But for anyone who is coming in and joining us right now, welcome, welcome. We are streaming on both platforms, both in the Ladies Lunch Break Facebook group and also over on YouTube as well. So as you come in, say hello so I can say hello to you back. If you are on Facebook, make sure you hit the notification button so you know that when we are going live. And also, if you are over on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell, the little notification, so that you know when we are live. So welcome in, welcome in. We're going to go ahead and get started on our topic today, which is fakers. Both virtual and in reality. So thank you all for joining. Again, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this today is because over the past few days, for whatever reason, my social media feeds and across all platforms, they have just kind of been full of folks who, you know, as I'm watching them, whatever they're doing, whether they're doing lives, whether they're just putting posts, whatever it is, there's no sense of, there's nothing that tells me that that person is genuine. And that's concerning for me. I think authenticity is an absolutely excellent trait and everyone should practice and try to be, their authentic self as much as possible. Now, we all know that there are some things that you do in public that you don't do in private and vice versa. But for the most part, being an authentic person really comes down to sharing yourself with others. Right? The real you, the person that you are, the wonderful, glorious person that you are. And for whatever reason, the last few days, that is not what I have been seeing on social media. Like I said, whether it's in lives, whether it is in posts that people are doing, you guys, even in the comments, some of the things that I've been reading in some of the comments of, some different posts that I've been following, it is striking to me, especially for people that I may know personally, and so kind of have a little bit of an inside scoop on that, just to see that. And granted, I know that we have a social media kind of persona. I get that, I really do. But the last few days, it really has stood out to me, kind of like a sore thumb. So I want to talk about fakers today, because invariably, no matter whether it's online or whether it's in real life, you too have experienced fakers. And I want to encourage you ladies today to drop your comments in while we're having this discussion about some of the characteristics that kind of help you identify the fakers that you come across. One of the big things for me is that sense of them being a genuine individual, okay? Them being their real selves. And I will say on this, trust your gut. For me, that's always been the place where I know that that person is not being their self. I kind of get that gut feeling about it. So we're looking at people who are really not very genuine. They aren't really looking for a connection. They aren't really looking to build relationship. And I'll be honest, it's impossible for you to build a relationship, a good relationship, with every single person that you're connected with on social media, with every single person that you meet in your daily lives. That's not what we're talking about here. But from the social media standpoint, and this is also something that has been happening for a little while now, and someone else made mention of it yesterday on a live that I was watching, and really kind of Yeah, again, it was just another one of those little light bulb moments that really kind of stuck out for me when we're talking about fakers. You have you get a friend request, right? Somebody sends you a friend request, and I don't know how you do yours, but the way I handle my friend requests that come in on Facebook or any other platform, I go and look at their profile. I see what kind of person they are, what their social media says about them, what kind of things do they post, how frequently do they post, do they share stuff very publicly, do they not share anything publicly? I'll tell you right now, if you send me a friend request and I pull it up and I look at your profile and the only thing that's there is your cover photo, and I don't have any friends in common with you, and I don't there's not a whole lot that I can tell by your profile, I'm probably not going to accept that friend request. Just because there's a lot of spammers out there, right? There's a lot of people out there who hackers and all that kind of stuff. So if there's not any information about you, and especially if you don't have a picture and I don't know who you are, like if you're just a random person that sends a friend request and there's no photo, there's no nothing, yeah, that one's a delete. But as you're looking at that, what are they putting out there? What kind of things do they post on their social media site? Are they inappropriate? That's another cue for me. If you post a lot of inappropriate stuff, I don't want to see that in my timeline. And so I'm not going to accept that friend request, right? That's not how it works for me. May be fine for others, but that's not how it works for me. So no matter what your process is to go through and kind of vet out the people who send you things, when say you look like an interesting person, maybe we've got some things in common, maybe we've got friends in common, people that we know, and so I accept that friend request. Now, if after I have accepted that friend request, if then I go over to my messenger and there's a message from you about your magic coffee, your weight loss, whatever, your makeup, your jewelry, any of those things, that is an automatic turnoff for me. And I'm probably going to go back and unfriend you. Because the whole purpose of social media, yes, you use it for business. I use it for business. But in order to build business on social media, you have to be able to build relationships. You have to be able to build connections. And that was one of the things that they talked about on the live I was watching yesterday, was the spam that comes into your IM, your DM, your inbox when you make a connection with someone. And if that is the immediate thing that you receive, that person doesn't want to build a relationship with you. They want to sell a product. There's nothing wrong with selling a product, but build a relationship first. Try to build a relationship first. So that, again, like I said, we're talking about fakers today, both online and in real life, and how you can kind of identify those people, what you can do with those people. Be nice. But, we're really kind of talking about that because for me, I just don't do so well with fakers. I just don't. I really, really don't. And I feel like we're put here to be who we are. And even if you're not really sure who you are, listen, I get it. I was in that boat for a really long time. I really didn't know that much about myself. I really didn't know who I was as an individual. But that didn't stop me from being genuinely caring about other people. That didn't stop me from being a good friend. That didn't stop me from being kind. That didn't stop me from being concerned about other people's well-being. Just because I wasn't 100% sure who I was yet, didn't stop me. It didn't turn me into a faker where I had the need to, to just bombard people with crap. And that's basically what it is crap. So again, we're talking about fakers. So please feel free to leave your comments down here, how you feel about them, what you do when you encounter them, how you process them. Do you let them remain in your space or do you clear them out? So we talked about the friend request and getting all the spam in your inbox when you accept a new friend request. Don't do that. Don't do that. Build the relationship first. And again, I'm not talking about the fake it till you make it type of thing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, acting as if while you're building up your confidence, because that's a real thing. When we're afraid of things and we want to do that thing over there, but we're not sure how to get to that place over there, sometimes we have to act as if. Sometimes we have to kind of put on a little bit of a persona and act like the person that we're trying to be, that we want to be, so that we can build up our self-confidence. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about people who genuinely have no interest in you as a person, who genuinely only want to get into your inbox so that they can sell you a product without first building a relationship with you. And same thing when you meet people in real life. Right now, most everything is social and virtual. So that's why it really has kind of resonated a lot with me recently. And like I said, I feel like here lately, the last few days, I'm bombarded with it on my timeline. So that's a cue for me that I need to go and clean some things out. But when you're meeting somebody in real life, when you're dealing with someone face to face, trust your gut. And if they seem like they are warm and kind and genuine, they probably are. I'm not going to say all the time, because there are always exceptions, but you can tell when someone is not genuine. You can tell when they don't really have an interest in getting to know you. And one of the ways you can tell is by the fact that they can't wait for you to shut up so that they can speak, or they cut you off, or they don't let you finish what you're saying, or they dismiss you. If you're able to not be around those people, that would be my suggestion, because that doesn't actually do anything for you. That doesn't help build you. It doesn't help grow you. It doesn't bring value into your life. And so why waste your time with it? Now, I know there are some situations that you have to deal with people like that for whatever reason, temporary work environment, whatever it is. I get it. But you don't have to allow those kind of people to stay in your life on a permanent basis. You just don't. It's your choice. Temporary situation versus permanent residency in your life. Two very different things, and you get to choose. So as you are going through, and if you feel like you've been getting a lot of fakers in your face lately as well, evaluate the people who are in your space. That's what I am getting ready to do. So at one point, I was very, very interested in trying to, build and grow, just kind of exposure and visibility and things of that nature, which is great. But there comes a point where, and again, inspired by the live I watched yesterday, thinking about quality over quantity. You want to make sure that you have the right people in your space, that you have the right people as connections to you, not just a lot of people, because a lot of people aren't going to get you anywhere. The right people will. They'll help to grow you. They'll help to build you. And you, in turn, will help to grow and build them. It's a relationship. It's a connection. And that's what you're wanting to build. Okay? So, and that's one of the things too, like, as I'm going through and evaluating the mental kind of question that I'm tossing out there to the people as I am scrolling through and evaluating who is in my space right now, what my conversation in my mind is to them is, here's the thing, like, if you can't be a genuine person, if you can't be authentic, then I don't want you in my space, virtually or in reality. And that's my choice. And it's your choice. We get to choose. So get rid of the fakers and surround yourself with genuine people who are going to feed, grow, and build your life. And you can do the same for them as well. Okay? All right, that's what I've got for you today. I just wanted to come on and talk about fakers. And now that I have, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you ladies all here tomorrow at 12:30 on the ladies' lunch break. I am Crystal Fry, and I hope that you have a fabulous afternoon, ladies. See you tomorrow.